In today's show, we have a bullish divergence as well as a TD9 buy signal in alignment for a new Bitcoin relief rally. That's right, as the wolf of all streets, Scott Melker points out on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, we all know that we have a beautiful confirmed oversold bullish divergence with RSI. RSI is currently pushing against a descending resistance, as you can see right here on your screen. If it pushes through, price should follow up. No intention of closing my long for now. I'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also, breaking news, Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by the end of 2021, says Bitcoin bull Anthony Pompliano. And compared to what other analysts are saying, he's lowballing that prediction. I'll be breaking down his latest analysis he shares with Cointelegraph, as well as his bullish price predictions, which are conservative. Just saying. And let's check out the wisdom from Max Kaiser, who wrote, "The scale and enormity of America's political corruption is matched only by the astronomically high level of corruption in our financial markets. Bitcoin scares the what out of these villainous vermin. Don't let them scare you out of stacking sats. Touche." And he also continues right here, "Bitcoin is God hacking us to stop us from destroying his creation. It works by converting our greatest vice, greed, transforming it into universal egalitarianism while simultaneously monopolizing all available energy supply to serve Bitcoin." Much respect to Max Kaiser. Shout out to him and Stacy of the Kaiser Report. Max Kaiser is like a master Jedi Bitcoin OG who's been around for quite some time and has all the wisdom of Master Yoda. Just saying. Also, breaking news, the maniacs at MicroStrategy have done it again. They just raised literally $650 million in about 2 days' time to buy more Bitcoin. When we said buy the dip, we didn't think they'd buy this much. That's right, the bond sale underscores MicroStrategy's conviction that Bitcoin is a generational investment opportunity. We'll be discussing this in today's show. Also, Tyler Winklevoss points out that the smartest people in the room are buying the Bitcoin quietly as big name financial players continue to buy BTC. That's right, fear of inflation is pushing billionaires and companies to quietly buy Bitcoin. We'll be discussing this here in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin back in the green and pumping once again, along with most of the altcoins minus XRP, which is having a hard fork today, interestingly enough. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. Let's kick it off by diving into today's bullish news. We have a bullish divergence as well as a TD9 buy signal in alignment for a new Bitcoin relief rally. That's right, the price of Bitcoin has rebounded strongly from sub 17,600 to 18,400 in the past 24 hours. Now, two major technical indicators are signaling the likelihood for a larger relief rally. The 4-hour price chart of Bitcoin is showing the bullish divergence just as it prints a TD9 buy signal. Both indicators typically light up when an asset sees a strong sell-off and the selling pressure gets exhausted. That's right, the Bitcoin sell-off may be losing steam, which is good news for the bulls. The 4-hour bullish divergence and the TD9 buy signal are conceptually similar in that they emerge after a steep correction. A bullish divergence is a technical pattern that revolves around the relative strength index known as the RSI, and the RSI is a momentum indicator that gauges whether an asset is overbought or oversold. The RSI has a scale of 0 to 100, and under 35 means an asset is oversold, and over 75 means an asset is overbought. If the RSI drops below 35 and it begins to recover with an asset, a bullish divergence emerges like we're witnessing right now, as you can see right here on your screen. Now, Scott Melker, a crypto trader, said that the 4-hour price chart, which you can see right here, showed a bullish divergence as the price recovered above $18,150. He shared right here on crypto Twitter, Bitcoin 4-hour. We all know that we have a beautiful confirmed oversold bullish divergence with RSI. RSI is currently pushing against descending resistance. If it pushes through, price should follow up. no intention of closing my long for now. So there you have it, coming from the wolf of all streets himself. Bitcoin has been seeing large selling pressure from whales and miners in the past week. Consequently, the Bitcoin price dropped steeply over the past couple of days, causing it to be heavily oversold on the lower time frames. An example, the 4-hour chart. Now, a pseudonymous trader known as Crypto ISO emphasized that the TD9 buy signal is indicative of an overextended sell-off. TD9, short for the Tom Denmark 9, is an indicator that also measures whether an asset is overbought or oversold. Similar to the RSI, a TD9 buy signal emerges when the past 9 candles are all lower than the 4 candles prior. For example, let's say the price of Bitcoin has been below that $19,000 mark throughout the past 36 hours, which it has been. If the 4-hour candle that closed 52 hours ago was above 19K, it would light up a TD9 buy signal. Now, the combination of the 4-hour bullish divergence and the TD9 buy signal is indicative that Bitcoin has been heavily oversold in the past 3 days. So what's next for the Bitcoin price? As Cointelegraph reported, whale clusters show at $17,170 and $17,700 as major support levels. Hence, as long as Bitcoin remains stable above those two levels, the chances of a continued rally remain high. That's right, let's go BTC. Another bullish factor above are the two whale cluster support levels, which is growing supply of Tether, whose market cap is now close to $20 billion. And across major Bitcoin exchanges like Binance as an example, investors often store sideline capital in USDT, stablecoins rather than cash, as it allows them to swiftly re-enter into positions. The continuous increase in USDT supply is a positive sign of rising confidence towards Bitcoin. That's right. So let me know if you're bullish on the king of all crypto right now. And before I break down our next story of the day, Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by the end of 2021, says Bitcoin bull Pompliano. Let's first take a look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin up 2.6%, trading above $18,300. It just feels good to see Bitcoin back in the green along with most of the major altcoins. We have Ethereum up 1.5%, trading at $557. We have Chainlink up about 4%, trading at $12.09. We have Miss Litecoin up about 4%, trading above $75. We have Cardano up 4%, trading at 14.5 cents. And then two altcoins currently in the red, interestingly enough, are Stellar Lumens down 1%, trading at 15.8 cents, and XRP down 6.69%, trading at 51.7 cents. I also like to point out today is December 12th, which means XRP hard fork. How many of you are going to be claiming your Flare/Spark tokens? Let me know in the comments right down below. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day with Mr. Pompliano and his bullish Bitcoin price predictions, which he calls conservative. That's right. In an exclusive interview with Cointelegraph, Pomp reaffirmed the Bitcoin price prediction he made back in 2019, where he shared, "It's going to be pretty aggressive. I am pretty confident in Bitcoin to $100,000 by the end of 2021. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Pomp. Also, I'd like to point out that Stock the Flow X predicts a $100,000 Bitcoin price by December of next year as well. So together with favorable economic conditions, Pomp sees the after halving effect as one of the main catalysts that could drive Bitcoin towards that potential target. Pomp believes that Bitcoin's diminishing supply, coupled with increased demand from institutional investors, will drive Bitcoin's price to new highs. Even though there's around 18.5 million Bitcoin currently in circulation, he acknowledged that this number does not take into account a large portion of Bitcoin that has not been moved for a long time. This means the real available supply is actually smaller. He goes on to share, Bitcoiners are not selling their Bitcoin. Touche, strong hands, much respect. And when asked about the best strategy to approach a Bitcoin investment, Pomp dissuaded newbies from timing the market. Instead, he recommended dollar cost averaging as the most prudent and rewarding way to invest into Bitcoin. He goes on to share, dollar cost averaging is a very popular, timeless financial kind of approach because it works. He said, trying to time the market is extremely difficult and most people lose. So instead of gambling, if you want the long-term best strategy, just buy some Bitcoin and hodl. And if you want to check out this exclusive interview between Pomp and Cointelegraph, I'll include this in the show notes below the video in the description. All right, now let's check out some of the wisdom from my homie Max Kaiser, who wrote, the scale and enormity of America's political corruption is matched only by the astronomically high level of corruption in our financial markets. Bitcoin scares the what out of these villainous vermin. Don't let them scare you out of stacking sats. Touche. And he also continues right here. Bitcoin is God hacking us to stop us from destroying his creation. It works by converting our greatest vice, greed, transforming it into universal egalitarianism while simultaneously monopolizing all available energy supply to serve Bitcoin. Much respect to Max Kaiser. Shout out to him and Stacy of the Kaiser Report. Max Kaiser is like a master Jedi Bitcoin OG who's been around for quite some time and has all the wisdom of Master Yoda. Just saying. All right, now before I break down our next story of the day, the maniacs at MicroStrategy have done it again. Michael Saylor and them just raised $650 million to buy more Bitcoin. When we said buy the dip, we didn't think they'd buy this much. But first, let's take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $544 billion with $101 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And current Bitcoin dominance is 63.2%, back on the climb once again. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Avalanche up 10%, trading at $3.36. Decred up 12%, trading at $26.66. Sushi Swap up about 10%, trading at $2.11. Thorchain up 12%, trading at 86 cents. And Theta up about 11%, trading at 70 cents. And now checking out the biggest losers within the top 100, we have XRP down 4%, trading at 51 cents. And everything else is in the green. And out of this list of the biggest gainers and losers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the Binance margins, we can see the bulls are finally back in control, leading with about 53% longs versus 47% shorts. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the crypto greed and fear index. Shows we're currently rated a 90 in extreme greed. Yesterday was an 89, last week a 93, and last month an 87, all of which is within extreme greed. Now, if you're not familiar with the crypto greed and fear index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, like we're witnessing in the market right now, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now for what everyone is talking about right now, MicroStrategy just completed its $650 million bond sale to purchase some more Bitcoin. That's right, MicroStrategy is a leading business intelligence firm, and they announced on Friday that it raised $650 million worth of convertible bonds to finance more Bitcoin purchases, underscoring CEO Michael Saylor's conviction in the flagship digital asset. The company confirmed on Friday it had sold $650 million worth of convertible senior notes at a rate of 0.75% due in 2025. The interest rate is payable semi-annually on June 15th and December 15th beginning in 2021. According to the press release put out by MicroStrategy, they wrote, MicroStrategy intends to invest the net proceeds from the sale of the notes in Bitcoin in accordance with its Treasury Reserve policy, pending identification of working capital needs and other general corporate purposes. So all I'm saying is Michael Saylor is loving this dip right now. The securities were issued under Rule 144A of the Securities Act of 1933 and will be available to institutional investors only. I also like to point out it only took him about 2 days to raise literally $650 million, right? The raise was finalized mere days after the company first announced plans to leverage bonds proceeding to acquire more Bitcoin. And at $650 million, the firm can purchase over 36,300 Bitcoin at the current prices. MicroStrategy shocked the world earlier this year when it announced it would convert most of its balance sheet into Bitcoin. At the time, CEO Michael Saylor said his company was sitting on a $500 million melting ice cube of cash. That's right, $500 million just melting away. What better place to park it than into Bitcoin, the greatest appreciating asset known to humankind. Now check this out. The company currently sits on 40,824 Bitcoin, representing over $734 million. That represents a gain of nearly $260 million from the basis acquisition price. That's right, they're already up over $250 million. Not too shabby. Now, Wall Street analysts, as well as trolls and haters such as Peter Schiff, are concerned that MicroStrategy has become overexposed to Bitcoin, whose decade of volatility has kept many institutional investors on the sidelines until only very recently. Now, this is very fascinating to point out. As I covered in the previous episode, Citibank recently downgraded MicroStrategy to sell from neutral because of its disproportionate Bitcoin focus. Very interesting considering Citibank analysts recently came out predicting a $318,000 Bitcoin price. So with MicroStrategy going all in on Bitcoin, why would they downgrade them Very interesting manipulation going on here. Just saying, I like to point that out. MicroStrategy may be the largest corporate Bitcoin holder, but it isn't the only one. On Thursday, Massachusetts-based insurance firm Mass Mutual announced it had purchased $100 million in Bitcoin for its general investment account, as I broke down in yesterday's episode, making it one of the largest corporate holders. And publicly traded companies like Galaxy Digital, Square, and Hut 8 Mining Corp have invested between $36 million and $134 million into Bitcoin. Each company is now sitting on significant profits. That's right. How many other major institutions and whales are going to follow? That is the million-dollar question. Also like to point out that according to Michael Novogratz, Mass Mutual's $100 million Bitcoin acquisition could be the biggest news of 2020 for Bitcoin, being they are a pretty large insurance company, and this could lead the domino effect to more major corporations and institutions adopting the king of all crypto. All right, before I break down our final story of the day, the Winklevoss twins say the smartest people in the room are buying the Bitcoin quietly as big name financial players continue buying BTC. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below the video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 630 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to receive daily crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. It also helps support the channel, and I greatly appreciate your continued support. You can also follow us on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat, which is uncensored. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day, shall we? Throughout 2020, more than a handful of traditional financial giants have picked up stacks of Bitcoin, including the likes of billionaire Paul Tudor Jones and business intelligence firm MicroStrategy. These investments are part of a flow of big money entrances into Bitcoin. Gemini Crypto Exchange co-founders Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss recently said, "This is the most sophisticated investors, the smartest people in the room, buying the Bitcoin quietly, so it's not a FOMO, fear of missing out thing," Tyler said in a CNBC interview published on Friday. "Major institutions are here for this go-round as opposed to Bitcoin's retail-led bull run in 2017, Tyler explained. Over the course of this year, in addition to Paul Tudor Jones and MicroStrategy and Stanley Druckenmiller and Jack Dorsey's Square, Mass Mutual, and Guggenheim Partners, they've all gained exposure to Bitcoin. Their crypto plays come in line as an unstable global economic atmosphere rife with money printing efforts." That's right, Biden plans to print another $7 trillion in the name of quantitative easing. What better way to hedge against inflation than storing that melting ice cube in Bitcoin so that your ice cube could stop melting? Just saying. Bitcoin is often compared to gold as a store of value and inflation hedge. Druckenmiller and Tudor Jones aligned themselves with such a narrative. Tyler Winklevoss also went on the record to share. Also, you have publicly traded companies like Square and MicroStrategy putting their treasury cash into Bitcoin because they're worried about the oncoming inflation and the scourge of inflation with the money printing and the stimulus from the COVID pandemic lockdowns. And when asked about Bitcoin's volatility as an asset for transactions, the brothers called Bitcoin a buy and hold strategy. That's right. Buy BTC, buy that freaking dip, and hodl. That's the strategy. Comparative to gold, we see Bitcoin right now as an emergent store of value that will disrupt gold, and that gets us to a $9 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, Tyler said. And at that point, Bitcoin would flip on the gold market cap, which is currently sitting at above $9 trillion, which then we can expect a $500,000 plus Bitcoin price. And I say that's conservative. When the Winklevoss twins made their case for the $500,000 Bitcoin, he continues, "So it actually doesn't have to be used as a currency, and the volatility doesn't matter if it's actually a store of value," he added. Great point. The billionaire also expects some level of dwindling volatility for the asset over time, and at this time the Bitcoin market cap sits at about $335 billion, a far cry from $9 trillion, although the asset recently broke its all-time high price set in 2017. That's right, more recently we hit 19,900 and some change, right under the cusp of that 20K resistance. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you right here in today's show. There is a bullish divergence as well as a TD9 buy signal, which is an alignment for a new Bitcoin relief rally. And as the wolf of all streets, Scott Melker points out, he has no intention of closing his long position for now. Also in today's show, I shared that Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by the end of 2021, according to Mr. Pompliano. And if you want to check out this interview he did with Cointelegraph, I'll include this in the show notes below the video in the description. I also shared the wise Jedi wisdom from Master Jedi Max Kaiser. Also in today's show, I shared that the maniacs at MicroStrategy have done it again. They just raised $650 million to buy more Bitcoin. Also in today's show, as I shared, there's a fear of inflation, which is pushing billionaires and companies to quietly buy Bitcoin, according to the Winklevoss twins. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description. You'll be glad you did. Go ahead and register for this free system, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.